Hello all. In the previous session, we have discussed about the analytical process model and the analytical model requirements. In today's session, we will talk about sources of big data, sampling, as well as the types of data elements. So moving on, when we talk about the sources of big data, mainly there are three major sources, that is the machines, people and organizations. So these are the major sources of big data. When we talk about machines, the machine data can come from multiple things or there are different machines which generate the data. The first one is the real-time data that come from the sensors in industrial machines. So there are different sensors used in industries for various purposes which keep on pumping in the data in real time. There are vehicle log data which the data which has been generated by most of the sensors which are there in the automobiles. It can be on the navigation, it can be on the fuel level, it can be on the tire pressure, it can be on the temperature. So different multiple sensors are there which are used in vehicles. There are environmental sensors that give us the weather updates, maybe on the humidity, maybe on the temperature and the other things. Also, there are personal activity trackers which most of us use on a day-to-day basis. So these are the multiple machines which keep on generating the data at a very huge rate. The industrial machines, there are a lot of industries, and in each and every industry there are a lot of sensors which are being used. When we talk about vehicle data, for an example, if you take a particular flight, it has been told that a flight will generate almost half a terabyte of data on its single flight from one particular location to the other location. Means there are a lot of sensors which are used in this flight for multiple purpose, before the taking off, on the fly, before landing, after landing. There are multiple sensors which are acting. Each of the sensors are capturing huge amount of data in a fraction of second, and that's what it has been told, that almost half terabyte of data has been generated by a flight in its single flight. When we talk about people, people can generate data through multiple ways. It can be images, it can be videos, it can be social media platforms. If you see, there are Facebook, where comes the status update, there can be the post, like, comment. YouTube, there can be the data, the videos which have been uploaded. Instagram, in the Google Drive also there will be multiple data which has been uploaded, emails, Twitter updates, searches in the internet, blogging, what and all will do. But these data which are being generated by people are usually the unstructured data, because there will not be a particular structure or a particular meaning to it. When it comes to organizations, organization data usually are that of the traditional types. Can be the transactional data which is there in the databases, or it can be structured open data which are there in the data warehouses. So there are multiple things. Can be some commercial transactions, or it can be some credit cards, the data which is being generated by the government institutions, or e-commerce transaction, or banking or stock records, or it can be medical records. So there are multiple data which is been related to organization, or which is being generated by multiple organizations. The next is sampling. So sampling is nothing but a small part of a huge data is been taken out, and an analysis of done on that particular thing to predict what type of data is, or what kind of data it is. So that is what is been given in this definition here. Though is a statistical analysis technique used to select, manipulate and analyze a representative subset of data points to identify patterns and trends in the larger data set being example. So rather than examining a huge amount of data, what is been done is a small part of this huge amount of data is taken out. It is been manipulated and analyzed, and by understanding that small particular part, we'll be able to tell what that big or the huge data contains. So there are different sampling methods which are available. There are simple random sampling, stratified sampling, cluster sampling, multi-stage sampling, systematic sampling, convenient sampling, consecutive sampling, proposive or judgmental sampling, or quota sampling. So these are the different types of sampling methods which are used there, which we'll see it in the coming sessions. The next is the different types of data elements. So there are mainly two types of data elements, that is continuous and categorical data. So continuous data is nothing but it is a data which is defined on an interval that can be limited or unlimited. So this data comes in continuously and maybe in a limited interval, or it may be an unlimited interval. It flows in. So it can be something like income which happens in a particular organization, or the sales happens in a particular organization. Can be frequency of something. It can be the monetary things what comes in. So data flows in continuously. So this interval may be limited or it may be unlimited. When it comes to categorical, there are three type of categorical. So first categorical data element is a nominal data element. So it can take some limited set of values with no meaningful ordering in between. So it means that if you talk about the profession, so profession can be healthcare, it can be education, it can be multiple other things. So when you keep this in a particular, there will not be a particular order when we display it. So health first, I can do it in order like healthcare comes first, education comes second, then the social service comes third. So there is no particular order for it, right? And the similar can be marital status. It can be single, married, widowed, or divorced, or something like that. So when we display it, there is no particular order to it. I can display married first, then single next, then I can go for the widowed one or something like that, or it can be in the other order also the purpose of loan also, if you tell, there may be multiple purpose for loan. It can be for the personal use, it can be for the business use. So multiple things are this there also. There is no particular order to it. In any order it can be displayed. So that is nominal. The next one is a ordinal one. So ordinal one, it also takes a limited set of values like a previous one, but here we will be having a meaningful ordering. For example, if you take an age, so age we will be categorizing it as, usually it is as infant, then it comes to juvenile, then it can be youth, it can be adult, so on. So there is a particular order which is been followed in the studio. So when you display that, we will not put a adult first, then we don't put infant first, we will keep in a particular order. Understood? So that is the ordinal one. The last categorical type is binary, that can have only two values. For example, if you take employment status, either employed or unemployed, so that is binary. So that can have only two values. So these are the different data elements. In the next session, we will discuss about the different exploratory data, or which are the different data exploration and their statistical analysis.